So my name is Ramin Assadollahi. I wrote my first chatbot when I was 12 years old, studied computational linguistics as one of the first 20 people in Germany, and we sold our first text input company to Nokia, shipping in 72 languages across the world within the Symbian operating system. What I'm going to be talking today about is the Cognitive Workbench, which is an enterprise AI, modular, trainable, and flexible, which turns actually unstructured data into structured information. One of the opportunities that we are looking at right now is the insurance space. Especially in Germany, we have 750 million documents, like letters, exchanged with the 500 insurance companies in Germany. It takes about 23 euros from the inbox to the right company, the right unit, the right clerk to work actually on that document. You have many manual processes. You have 5 to 30 days until these documents are processed within the organization. You have 90% manual return rates through that process, and only 15 to 20% of the whole documents are classified correctly. So there is a huge potential from our perspective to change that through AI and understanding text, extracting information, and so forth. We are really focusing on 3 different application areas. Straight-through processing, namely really getting the scanned document up to the clerk, extracting the right kind of information, splitting up the document, like writing to the clerk an invoice, an expert report, and so on. That's one thing. The second thing is that we are really working on expert reports or contracts, which is more text, not only structured information, to make the clerk and the experts faster processing complex information. And the third thing is we are supporting really analytics across huge amounts of documents where you extract invoice information, for example. This is the platform technology. Secondly, we have on top of that pre-trained models for different usage scenarios, classifications, letters, car, motor insurance invoices, medical invoices, and so on. But the trick is really that you can grow into the organization by training the system by yourself. It's running on-premise, it's trainable and modular. So basically, all of the different use cases that you have within your organization can be modeled through this technology. How it works is really that we can install the whole system at your place on-premise, but it can also run at our computer systems or at Amazon using OpenShift. We have something like the whole system in different modules. They share a language component, so the whole system is learning really the language within your corporation. What you do is you train the system on your data in your cases, and you can deploy that through a Docker, so it's really scaling across millions of documents through your OpenShift Docker environment, and you can keep your front end in the organization where the clerks actually work on it, give feedback to the system because machine learning is never perfect, and we can recollect the feedback data and train the system again and again on your premise. So the whole system is really updating within your organization and learning, specializing towards your needs. Here is an example where we actually go through an invoice, for example. You don't only have like the extracted information here, but you understand that it's part of a column, what the type of the column is, what the row and the additional information within that invoice is, so that you really get the extracted information via a horizontal line. You not only understand that this is a price, but you understand that it's a single price and that's the sum here, and you turn that into an XML file as a JSON and so on as an output of the Docker file. More interesting information here is really understanding a medical information. So medical information, this is a letter. We understand that there is a couple of different names in that document, but we understand what the names and the people are in these letters. So one of them is a doctor, the other one is the patient, so that we extract the roles of the people in that document, different roles of the dates, for example, like birth date, date of the letter and the date of the examination, plus we understand what actually the diagnosis is and the recourse options. So that's a more complex, in-depth understanding and extraction of information that we do in the medical domain. So as a consequence, we are tripling the extraction quality. We are cutting up to 40% of your time processing these documents, and we can reduce the turnaround times and the costs dramatically. One of our advantages is that we have been before in other industries, so that's a platform technology that is adapted also in the automotive industry. We have Audi and BMW as well as Bosch as our customers. There's also different pharma companies out there working with our system on millions of documents. So we are bringing these expertise into the car insurance field as well as in the health insurance field to work more densely in these specialized carriers. And so we see that we are engaged with about 50% of the top 20 car insurers in Germany, as well as 30% of the health insurers. So that's from us. If you want to try out the system, then we have evaluation licenses. We are also working on different pricing models. So the depth of understanding and the volume of documents are two things that we can work on. So if you have shallow information like an invoice, then it's certainly cheaper. But if you're working with a lawyer or an expert, then the work that you replace basically or speed up, we want to get a share of that value. Thanks a lot.